The ID hit the floor with a cold slap, sliding a few inches across the marble tiles of the grand lobby. Everyone paused. Conversations froze, a pen rolled off the edge of a table and dropped in the distance. But all that mattered in that moment was the silence following the act, and the weight it carried. Before we continue, if you are watching our video for the first time, you're highly welcome to Elliot Stories. Please bless and support us by hitting that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more edifying stories coming your way tomorrow and never to miss any. Share to friends who love stories filled with twists and morals and loved ones who loves respect and justice no matter the cost. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story travel, and to other beautiful and hard-working YouTubers, let's interact in the comment section. I hope to see you soon. To our unique constant viewers, our high-esteemed subscribers, lovely new viewers and our first-time subscribers, thank you for being part of our growth. This story was humbly crafted and brought to you by your favorite channel Elliot Stories. Catch you on the next one. Huge appreciation from Elliot Stories. Jacqueline Monroe stood in stillness, her posture tall, her expression unreadable. The ID at her feet was hers, a gleaming platinum-edged executive badge engraved with her name, Jacqueline D. Monroe, CEO, Monroe Systems Inc. It was more than identification. It was a legacy. The woman behind the counter, blonde and stiff in her pressed green blazer, had tossed it. With a flick of condescension and lips curled in disdain, she had flung it like trash, not even looking Jacqueline in the eyes. "We don't serve walk-ins here," the bank teller said. Her nameplate read Tamara D. Jacqueline, in a flawless ivory pantsuit, bent slowly to pick up her badge. No anger showed. No pride cracked. But her silence was louder than any scream. Others watched, unsure if they were witnessing a misunderstanding or the unraveling of something monumental. 3 senior account managers behind Tamara shifted uncomfortably. They had seen Jacqueline before, in Forbes, on CNN, at business galas. She wasn't a walk-in. She was the largest client their bank had ever courted for partnership. A young man, Kevin from the back office, dashed forward, nearly slipping. "Ms. Monroe," he gasped, horror on his face. "Please, we had no idea." Jacqueline raised her hand slightly. Kevin stopped mid-sentence. She smiled calmly. "Thank you. But everything I need to know has just been made very clear." Tamara folded her arms, still oblivious. "Next time, you should come with an appointment," she said. "Or wear a visitor badge." One of the watching executives visibly flinched. Jacqueline turned around without another word and walked toward the exit, her heels echoing through the marble halls like a slow drumbeat of consequence. The moment the doors shut behind her, chaos erupted. 2 hours earlier, the boardroom on the 41st floor of Monroe Systems had been bustling. Her legal team, PR specialists, and financial advisors were finalizing the biggest move the company had made in 5 years, a $7 billion international partnership with Sterling Federal Bank. It was supposed to be announced that evening. The merger would redefine financial technology services. And Jacqueline had decided to personally visit one of Sterling's flagship branches to test something she often talked about, service integrity at every level. "If we're going to sign with them," she told her executive assistant that morning, "I want to know how they treat the everyday person. No filters. No warning." And so she entered the bank alone. No entourage. No announcement. Just a confident black woman in a designer suit, holding nothing but a small clutch and her ID. It took exactly 6 seconds for Tamara to dismiss her. Back at the bank, senior manager Louis Cavanaugh was in shock. He had known about the Monroe deal. Everyone in upper management had. But no one expected the CEO herself to drop by unannounced. And certainly not in person. "Tamara," he whispered urgently, grabbing her elbow, "do you have any idea what you just did?" She rolled her eyes. "You mean the woman pretending to be some VIP?" Louis nearly collapsed. That woman just walked out with $7 billion. The color drained from Tamara's face. She staggered back. "You're kidding. That was the client? The one we're partnering with?" Kevin piped up, his face red. "Yes. Jacqueline Monroe. So. And you threw her ID like it was garbage." Louis barked an order. "Call HQ. Now." But the damage was already rippling far beyond the lobby. Jacqueline stepped into her car calmly, instructing her driver to return to HQ. As soon as she entered the boardroom again, she called off the signing. "Find us another partner," she said firmly. "Someone whose respect for people doesn't depend on skin tone, outfit, or assumptions." Her advisors stared in shock. We're hours away from announcing this. Millions have already been invested. And more millions will be saved by walking away now, she said. Cancel the press. At Sterling Bank headquarters, CEO Harrison Welker was on fire. Get her on the phone, he ordered, pacing like a storm. I want Jacqueline Monroe on the line now. But the calls went unanswered. Emails returned with automated messages. Sterling Bank was ghosted. The next morning, headlines roared, $7 billion partnership cancelled after racial discrimination incident at bank lobby. Social media exploded. A bystander had captured the ID moment on video. Millions watched as a poised black woman had her identity tossed aside. The comments ranged from shock to anger to admiration. At Justice for All, this is why representation matters. Power doesn't exempt you from being stereotyped. At Finance Watch, Sterling Bank just learned the price of ignorance. And it's $7 billion. At Elliot Stories, when you underestimate someone because of how they look, you risk everything. The public praised Jacqueline for her restraint. She had not raised her voice. She had not demanded special treatment. She had simply let the truth speak for itself. And the truth cost a giant its crown. Days passed. Sterling Bank issued an apology. Tamara was fired within 24 hours. But Jacqueline never commented. She didn't need to. Her silence was its own statement. Behind closed doors, new offers flooded into Monroe systems. Global banks, fintech startups, and independent investors all wanted to take Sterling's place. But Jacqueline chose a small, ethical banking group from New Jersey that had a spotless service record and a diverse leadership team. They didn't offer the biggest package. But they offered the most respect. 6 months later, Jacqueline was honored at the Global Business Equity Forum. She spoke for just 3 minutes. What you saw in that video wasn't just about a woman or a bank, she said. It was about dignity. About how you treat someone when you think they can offer you nothing. Every decision we make leaves a legacy. Mine will never compromise human worth for $1. The crowd stood. Thunderous applause filled the auditorium. And somewhere in a small suburban house, Tamara watched the speech alone on her TV. Her career was over. Her reputation wrecked. She had filed dozens of job applications. None had replied. But what haunted her most wasn't the silence of potential employers. It was the moment Jacqueline picked up that ID. The dignity. The silence. The power. Moral lesson: never underestimate people based on their appearance. Respect must be constant, not conditional. The true test of character is how you treat someone when you think they can do nothing for you. This story was humbly crafted and brought to you by your favorite channel, Elliot Stories. Catch you on the next one. Huge appreciation from Elliot Stories.